Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Bella, and I figured today for this video we could do some bookish crafts. Okay, I have just been feeling very crafty lately. Literally a couple days ago, I spent like an entire Sunday just crafting. That's all I did. I've really had like the itch to create. So through that, I have been like all over Pinterest, just like looking at different cute ideas. And most of the ideas I saw, really inspired me to want to do some like specific like bookish crafts. I will put in a photo here of the first thing I saw that I was like, I'm doing this. I mean, whether you guys are here or not, but I thought it'd be fun for you to be here. So I figured today we could try to recreate that, which is a little like Kindle book sleeve. And it's made out of felt, which seems, don't want to jinx myself, seems fairly easy. So I went and I got a bunch of felt from the craft store, so that way we could kind of start on that. And I think we have like theoretically enough to like maybe even do two. I don't know, I'll have to measure my Kindle, but we definitely have enough to do one. And I was thinking that I wouldn't probably do it exactly how it is in that photo. That's more of like my inspo photo, and I probably will do a little less stitching. I do have some embroidery floss and I do have like an embroidery needle, so I can do some stitching. I just don't want to do all of that stitching, so I figured maybe we'll hot glue some stuff and we'll just see how that works. But that was the first thing I saw, and then that took me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I ended up getting a lot more stuff. So one of the crafts I did on Sunday was I made a little keychain for my keys, which I will show you guys in just a minute. But I then went down the rabbit hole of book like keychains or like book charm chains, like as bookmarks. And I have this like entire bag of like really cute like ribbon and things like that is just left over from other projects. So I was like, this is kind of perfect. I also have an entire bag of like beads and like beaded things that I figured we could use to kind of do that. But I did have the itch at the craft store to pick up a few extra things. So I got these jumbo jump rings. Yeah, these like really big jump rings. And these, like, if you see in this inspo picture here, like at the bottom, there is like a jump ring that like connects the ribbon to the charm. And I really liked the way that looked really sleek. So I went ahead and got some of these. I also wandered into the charm section, which was probably a mistake. But they were on sale. They were on sale. So that's a win. I got these cute little tulip charms. Oh yeah, influencer. Yeah, look how cute they are. So I got these little tulip charms. I obviously had to get these little book charms. Hello, I mean, duh. And then you guys are not ready for this, an entire charm set, tea set. Is that not? And I literally, like, if you look at these little designs, like, I'm pretty sure I had, like, this exact tea set as a child. So that was a given. This was the most expensive thing because it was not on sale. It was, like, $8. But, you know, dare I say worth it. Worth it. So, and then I also just got a couple of other, like, little things of beads. I want to specifically make a little flower chain with these just, like, really tiny little beads. I have some like this, but I think they're too small. So that's why I just got 2 little packs of these. I would love to eventually get like, this is not a bead kit, this is a bedazzle kit, but they make bead kits like this. I would love to get a bead kit like that, with like all the different colors, but I wanted to make sure this worked for what I want first. So I just got 2 little small things of just like white and green, because I feel like that will complement really nicely. And then I got this little, oh, okay, no, actually, I think this was the most expensive thing, but this was on sale. This little string of freshwater pearls, because I just thought they were so cute. I do have some pearls, but they're big. And I liked just how like teeny tiny these were. So yeah, that's all of our new beaded stuff that we got. And we're gonna be integrating that with some of my existed beaded stuff. I have some really cute things in here. I just have like a bag of multicolored beads. I have some just like miscellaneous beads, just a bunch of random stuff from just like years of crafting. So we will dive into that when we look at our beaded crafts. And then the last thing I want to make is this little like book page separator. I had some of these that I got on Etsy, no, Amazon, but I just ended up not loving them and just didn't use them very often. And I think it's because the way it was like molded to my finger was like uncomfortable. So I'm hoping maybe if I make my own, it'll be a little better. This is truthfully the one I'm the most uncertain about, but I did go ahead and just get this really small thing of like oven baked clay. I'm just gonna make one, and we'll see how it turns out. And if it turns out well, then maybe I'll make more. But yeah, I'm just gonna shape it with this, and then I'm gonna bake it until it dries, and then we will paint it. And then I feel like that'll be really fun because we can paint it whatever we want. I'm really thinking polka dots because I'm not a great like painter, but I think I can manage polka dots. So that's kind of on my list. That's like my plan for today. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of things going on today, so I figured it could be kind of fun just to do a little relaxing, crafty video together. So I am gonna turn on a show in the background. I've got my matcha to keep me energized. And yeah, I think that we are ready to dive in. So let's do it. I just finished gluing all of the edges, which just gives us a really nice like finished product versus like this is one with no like folded edges. I think you can see the difference. Just makes it look a little bit more complete, and I'm very impressed. The hot glue worked so well. I don't think it would work like fantastic for like fully holding them together. I think stitching is definitely going to be required for that. Now I'm just kind of trying to decide, do I want to stitch with embroidery floss or do I want to stitch with actual thread? The benefit to embroidery floss is it's just like a little thicker. I have more colors, which is fun, although I actually think I probably am just gonna do white either way. So I don't know if that really is something to consider. I do think the thread's gonna be a little easier because it's thinner, and I ideally don't want to go too thick because I'm kind of thinking like we are actually a little tight, and I can't like basically I need to like just stitch the very edge closed. So I I don't know what to do. I'm thinking I am going to just use thread and stitch the very edge, and I think that's gonna be best. So I have my little sewing kit here, which has all my thread. And like I said, I think I'm just gonna use white, mainly because I'm doing like a white accent on the front, and I don't want, let's see, I'm trying to pick which needle I want. I don't want like any color I use to like clash with that. So grab my needle, and I am gonna just start stitching these two together. That's my current plan. And then we'll see when we're done with that, and we'll get on to kind of decorating the front. Guys, I got the first line of stitching done. It's, you know, not great, but it's holding together, and that's all we care about right now. So I'm just gonna be here stitching, thinking about how nice it would be to have a sewing machine and how much faster this would be going. But yeah, I'm just gonna stitch this all together, and then I will check back in. Okay, that took way too long, but we have her stitched together. I also added these little ribbons so that way we can tie her closed and keep everything secure. It is a bit of a tight fit. I wish I had left a little bit more seam allowance, but she does fit, yay. And actually when she's in there, the structure looks so much nicer than it actually is. Whenever I take her out, this thing looks like a bit wonky, but that's, you know, like I said, the goal was to get something that would protect my books, and she will protect my, or not my books, my Kindle. She will protect my Kindle. So we're gonna ignore the uneven lines. Okay, we'll do better next time if we do this again. But now I am going to move on to the little strawberry decorations. So for this, I'm going to cut out a piece of my white felt to kind of fit in the middle here. And then I have been coloring or drawing the outline of like a few, oh, I don't even know if you can see that. Okay, yeah. A few of my like strawberries, and I'm gonna like glue those on, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. is where we're at so far. I just hot glued all the little strawberries on. I think they're looking really cute. Now I was going to stitch on these little beads, but I don't want to. So instead I'm going to hot glue these little beads on. One, because I probably should have, if I was gonna stitch them, have done it before I glued everything down. So that way I could like tie off the knot, and I did not do that. So instead, I'm just gonna glue them on, and that's kind of a win-win because it will also be quicker. And after stitching the entire border, I kind of am over that. So I think I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going, oh, actually, should I use these? This is my little bedazzle kit. Hold on, because like these are flat, which I kind of feel like might be even cuter. Ooh, okay. But then should I do white or should I do black? Okay, white, for sure, white. Okay, actually, yeah, win. I'm gonna do that because they won't have the little holes. And then I could also do these like little crystal ones. That could be really cute. Ooh. Which ones should I do? The white or the crystal? Like these are the little white ones. Okay, I think I like the little white ones the best. I think I do. Okay, so. I'm actually kind of obsessed. I think that turned out really cute. Now, I'm not gonna zoom in yet because I think we're gonna let her dry really, really well. And then I think some of these little like glue lines, if you can see, I think we'll be able to pull those off. Yeah, like they're already kind of coming off. I think I'll be able to like get some tweezers and like really go ham. But I want to wait till like everything is like really dry. But yeah, no, I love the way this turned out. I think it is pretty simple. Like I think maybe at some point, maybe I'll try to add something right here. I probably could have done another strawberry like here, but I don't know. I kind of like the minimal vibe. So I think she turned out really well. And without further ado, let's give her a little test. Like I said, she's a little snug, but Kindle fits. Cute. And then you can just give this a nice little tie. And she's not gonna fall out, and you just throw this in your bag, and then you can go coffee shop, library, I don't know, the park, wherever. Take your Kindle with you. So yeah, that is our first completed little bookish craft. I actually am so happy with the way this turned out, and I will definitely be using this. I think, like I said, it as a first time, like there's definitely some imperfections, but I think in general, a couple things that would make this like perfect is if you had like a sewing machine, because you wouldn't get as fatigued with the stitching. And then I also think if I just, you know, practice, like having done it more. But I think for my very first time, like I think this turned out really cute. So I think that's a win. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning up, and then we're gonna move on to craft number 2, which is gonna be our book charms. And I think that's gonna be really fun and also just super easy. I love making keychains. So let me clean up and I'll be back. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna take these off because they are dry. We have gotten our use out of those. Okay, I have cleaned my space up a little bit. And then I think I already inserted a picture, but if I didn't, I'll insert one now of kind of what I'm going for. I think I'm gonna make 2 different kind of bookmark chains. Or maybe I'll do like 1 with 2 ribbon. I don't know. We're gonna play around. I'm just gonna kind of be creative and see what I like. I have this really pretty like pink ribbon that's kind of sheer. And then I also have this like green gingham ribbon. So I know I definitely want to do something with this green gingham ribbon. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it like roughly the length of a book. And then we are gonna actually do our same kind of hem method that we did with the felt, except for this one, I'm going to take one of these jump rings and I'm gonna put the ribbon through the jump ring. And then kind of hem it up like this. So you can see it's closed like that. So I'm gonna do that. And then on the other side, I'm just gonna do a like simple fold. And then we'll start assembling our like little charm chains off of it. So. Okay, you guys, I just finished my little book charm keychain, and I'm gonna show you up close all of the charms. So the order I kind of went with was like charm, and then I did like little beaded thing, charm, little beaded thing. So my first one on here, I guess technically this would be like the front, is this little Alice in Wonderland book charm. I love Alice in Wonderland, first of all, but also I just couldn't resist that it was a book charm. Then we have these little beads. So this one is those little pearls I showed you, and then this little frog bead, because I mean, hello, look at him. And then the second one are these little green beads, and then I just had some little leftover like heart beads and leaf beads, and I thought those were like just went really cute together. Then we have our little tulip charm. Then I made this little daisy chain charm. I'm still trying to get the hang of this. I feel like if you look at it like right here, it like wrinkles up, but then if you like stretch it out to where it doesn't wrinkle up, it doesn't like look as daisy. I don't know. Most of the people I've seen that do this use those like bigger, what are they called? Like pony beads or whatever. So maybe that's my issue. Maybe that's just not meant to be done with those. And then finally, our little teacup bead. And I kind of love the like maximalist look. Like you can definitely see them all individually, but I love how they kind of like all coordinate and like all come together. And then I did grab one of my like prettiest book covers to just kind of show how this works. So I've seen people go kind of like either way. Like you can kind of have the charms like hanging out at the bottom to like mark your place, and then this is like the bookmark there. Or I also have seen the other way around where you do, oh, I dropped it, where you do your charms kind of hanging out at the top like this. And so like as you kind of go around with your book, you have your cutesy little charms. I actually love this. I think that's probably how you're meant to do it. But yeah, I will 100% be using this because like, hello, you're like at a coffee shop and you have like this laying down. Like that's so whimsical and so cute and I love it. I'm obsessed. So anyway, that is our next craft that we finished. I actually ended up only doing one, mainly because I feel like I'll just change this to like each book. And I did not feel like the pink ribbon was strong enough to kind of support the like weight, because I will say this is kind of heavy, so I do think that this is probably most beneficial for like a hardcover book. You definitely could use it for a paperback book 100%. It just like with a hardback book, it, you know, is a little sturdier. So anyway, that is our next one. I am going to pause for right this second. I have a couple errands to run today, so I'm gonna go do that, and then when we come back, probably this evening, I will do maybe like a cozy little evening craft with our little clay. Let's see. Yeah, with our little clay here. But yeah, I think that's all we have for now.
Okay, guys, I actually ended up having a little bit more time this afternoon than I thought. So I did go ahead and just start working on the finger book divider, holder, page holder, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so I really just kind of rolled my clay out and tried to get it to kind of an even layer. And then I just, used the materials that I had, if you will, to just kind of shape it how I wanted to shape it. So yeah, anyway, I thought I'd just do a little intro on this clip because I didn't say I was starting this craft yet. But yeah, I just went ahead and used the time that I had to go ahead and dive in on this.
Okay, you guys, I am back, and our little book page holder is nice and dry. She's baked. So now I'm just gonna paint her. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a little red with white polka dots. So I think I'm gonna do the red, and then that probably is gonna take some time to dry. So I might check back in, honestly, once I do the polka dots. I don't know if I'll film that or not. But yeah, I will definitely check in to show you the final result. But she turned out really good. She fits my thumb really nicely. It already feels more comfortable than the ones I got on Amazon. So I'm already happy. But yes, let's go ahead and get to painting. Okay, you guys, here is our final little book page holder. I do think the polka dots turned out a little wonky, but I think it looks good. I don't think it really matters. Like, they're not completely uniform, but I don't think that it makes a huge difference. Did you see?
I love that.
Isn't it cute?
Is it supposed to look like a strawberry?
Actually, no, but I have kind of like
coordinates so well with the cover.
a strawberry like theme going.
I love it. That's perfect.
My thing. So anyway, that kind of sums up the remainder. Oh yeah, and these are so nice and dry now. I can like pick all the little gluey bits off. Nice. I need to get some like tweezers to really get in between there, but this is our final craft. So we have our Kindle cover, we have our bookmark charm, and we have our page holder. And I will just very quickly, I do think the page holder probably needs a good like solid night to just dry overnight. But if you haven't seen one like in use, this is kind of the functional point of it, is to be able to hold a book with one hand, and it holds your pages separate. And this one actually works even better than the one I got on Amazon. And it just kind of helps keep your hand from like tiring out while you're reading. If you want to kind of like see here. So yeah, that's kind of how she works. So this is the final thing. Yeah, I am actually very, very happy with this. I was a little worried because I haven't done, sorry, Trevor's just like in the background. I haven't done the oven baked clay before. And so now that I know these work, I actually might want to make a few like actually in ceramics at my pottery studio. And I feel like that would be really cool as like a cool gift for someone who reads or anything like that. And I definitely want to try to make another one of these at some point. My mom has a sewing machine, so I might at some point, sorry, my lip gloss is like sticking together. I might at some point try to go over to her house and maybe even make one out of fabric. I don't know. I love the little strawberries. It would be cute to do maybe like a whole little like fruit collection. I don't know. But anyway, yes, these are our final 3 crafts. And honestly, they were pretty easy. Like I worked on them the majority of today, but I think all in all, maybe like 2 or 3 hours like total to do everything, especially using the hair dryer to speed up the drying on this. This took me like honestly shorter than all of them, which is crazy because I feel like this is the one I was gonna guess would like take the longest. So anyway, that is everything. I so appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me for another video. I am looking forward to seeing you again next week. If you have not, please subscribe, like, comment, all of those good things. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you.